So obviously pleased with the outcome. Pleased with the fact that the players hung in there and fought and found a way to win. Was not pleased. Continue to be displeased really with the overall defense. In spite of some good effort, we don't really have a handle on the details of it, and it's it's late in the season to still be unsure of those things, and so I was unpleased. I wasn't pleased with that, but I really liked how they hung in there and fought and found a way. That's a good characteristic to have as a ball club, and I'm happy for them. Yep, and that's good to see. Obviously, you hate to have to rely on that, but at this point, there shouldn't be anyway major blowouts. You're playing, at the end of the year. Teams are very familiar with each other. Who can get the stops when you have to is key. Tonight we did. I actually threw in that long three, which I wasn't happy about, but for the most part, I agree. They got the stops when we need them. I know this. I'll say this. When Emma's effective and efficient, we're a much better team. I think if you look across the season, when she has big nights, we tend to win. She had a big night tonight. 24 and 11 is a big night by any standard. If she didn't play, we don't win. Is she perfect? No. We don't ask her to be. She doesn't, she may try to be, but I think she realizes that's not realistic. But you never question Emma's effort. Emma loves Bucknell. Emma loves our team, our program. Emma's, a really important person to us as a basketball player and as a person. And so some nights she's better than others, but we never question Emma's effort.
Yeah. Thanks. Some great things to hear. And yeah, I just really pride myself on trying to be that leader on the team, definitely out there. On defense, I try to communicate as much as I can. I'm the person that usually calls out the plays that they're running and tries to communicate that to our bench so we know when they call them out what to run and everything. I try to be that anchor on defense, and most of the times I tend to be the helper on defense since my man's usually not a shooter or anything like that, so I try to just be that and then get the rebound. So yeah.
Regardless of who we play, we're not really thinking about that just yet. A few minutes before we get there. It's two pretty even teams. If you looked at it going into the game, the shooting percentages were within tenths of a point of each other. Obviously, the league records were within one of each other, right? Because we're playing for, we're going to end up tied if they win. So very similar teams in a lot of ways. But yes, again, you mentioned it. The high point to me is just how we grinded it out. It wasn't pretty. You probably can name who won the national championship last year. I'm not sure anybody can tell you if it was a fun game, exciting game, close game, clean game, ugly game, but we know who won. And at this time of year, that's what we're worried about.
That was good, definitely. Especially when their bigs got into foul trouble early, we knew going inside would be important. And especially how I started the game slow with missing those first three shots and then just being told that to fix my mistakes and everything, then go from there. And really was a factor.
Taking advantage of the situation.
Yeah, my teammates were driving and drawing my defender, so just finishing a layup when they pass it to me.
Listen, I will say it's like a lot of our games this season. A lot of positives, a lot of things that I think we should be better at because I've seen us do it better. But we don't seem to do it consistently. That's been my gripe. Emma will tell you. Amongst many gripes, probably my biggest gripe is just a consistency piece. We know we have the ability to do things right. We know we teach detailed, fundamental basketball, and they understand that. But what we haven't gotten is we haven't done the little things correctly, consistently. And you can see her shaking her head. That's been our gripe. We don't complain a lot about the other stuff. There are other things we need to be better at, but the consistency piece has been the issue. We'll see. You're not going to be able to be inconsistent and make your way through a conference tournament into the NCAA tournament. You're going to have to really play consistently well to beat anybody that we're going to play.
Definitely a roller coaster. Coming in as a freshman, leaving that peak of high school, you're I have it all figured out, and then coming here as a freshman, it's a 180 and everything, but definitely having Tessa and all those people to look up to and help me out every day helped, and now I'm that person for Soli and Clag and Nicole, so yeah, enjoyed my time here for sure.
Last question I have is for the young man right here. Young man, would you point to the fellow you think is the best coach in the league right now? Point to who you think that is. him?
Yeah.
That's it. Thank you, Coach.